Hey, what's up everybody? It's Flux with fluxwithit.com, and this is just a short video talking about pad stacking and drum stacking in general, and some of the do's and don'ts, just to kind of have a better idea of how to make your sound a little bit thicker and punch a little harder. What I've got here is I've just loaded up a couple of kicks and a couple of snares. Okay, these two kicks are very different. One has a lot of high end to it and ambience. The other one is more soft attack and a lower frequency and just kind of thuds. When you're stacking drums, first off, the simple way of stacking them is just press your pad mode button. You can hold your pad mode down by pinning it with the first button, or you can just hold the button. You select your pad, and then you select your link group. Then you'll be given an option of link mode, master, or slave. You want to set really however you want. Usually I'll set my secondary kick drum as my slave and my first as my master. That way this one will trigger both, but this one will only trigger itself. Moving on from there, what you want to do is when you're selecting drums that you want to stack, you don't want to stack like sounding drums. A common misconception of how people seem to stack drums is they just throw a couple of kick drums onto a track, put them together, and think that that's going to be okay. That's not okay. What happens when you do that is you end up just muddying up your bass and having frequencies that clash. You'll run into phasing issues. Phasing can be a real problem where what'll happen is your waveforms can actually cancel each other out, or cause what's phasing and flanging, which can give it this wavy sound that's not nearly as punchy as if you had just left it alone. So you can actually cause harm by stacking drums instead of actually stacking them and making them sound better. So let's start off here. Let's check out these drums and see what we're doing here. So we've got a little bit of low end on it. We've got a lot of attack and a lot of metallic high end. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stack them together and we're going to inspect the samples a little bit. And mainly it's all about using your ears, really listening to the sound to decide what sounds best. Now you can tune your drums together as well. And I'm going to filter it as well because I don't need really so much of the high end out of this thuddy kick. I'm actually going to use a low pass filter, drop the frequencies from the highs out a little bit so that the high frequencies don't clash, and I just get the beefy bottom end out of it. And I'm going to bring up the resonance a little bit, drop this down to, let's say, about 150 or so to start with, and then take it down from there. That's sounding a little bit better. On this one, I'm actually going to do the opposite. I'm going to take away some of the bottom end. I'm going to bring this one up a bit. Just a touch of compression on it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a sub kick. All right. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go to my kicks and probably go to my kick pack from Uppercussion. I like their drums a lot. And let's see what we have here. Actually, they just released a new pack. I'm going to check that pack out real quick. The Conundrums pack. like that one, actually. All right, so we're going to stick with that one. And I'm going to filter it. We're going to take that nice and low, about 80 hertz or so, rough equivalent. Now we're going to have to tune that to this other sub, okay? Let's turn this one off for now. And this is where you have to watch out for the phasing. So what I'll like to do is I'll come in here and I'll actually look at the two samples, and you can see that the way that they start out is very different. So here to here we have this peak, and here to here we have this valley. We kind of want to line those up a little bit. Let's actually go ahead and take it right to here. And I'm actually going to apply just a touch of EQ. Alright, we're going to roll off just a little bit of the highs on here. Come up just a little bit and drop that down just about here. So you get this big, thick, new drum sound without having all the frequencies kind of smacking each other around and causing problems. You know, when we started out, we would have, you know, a drum sound that's going to sound pretty significantly different than that. Let's turn that off and go back to here, turn this off. You know, that's a pretty big difference in drum sound. But it really all comes down to watching your frequencies, making sure that you are not, you know, allowing to stack drums that are just going to muddy up your mix, and instead stack in a way that's going to bolster up your sound, fill in frequency gaps that you might have that you're really trying to push. If you have a big 808 kick, but for some reason it's just not punching through the mix, then add a little bit of a kick drum that has more attack to it that's going to help punch the speaker through. If you have a kick drum that's a lot of smack but not a lot of boom, you know, either filter out or use like an 808 or something and just kind of bolster up the bottom with that. Another part of that is just really getting familiar with what the effects of phasing sounds like, and you know, when you have samples that are clashing, just recognizing that and trying to prevent it by cleaning it up a little bit. So you can still get that dirty, gritty sound, but, you know, just do it in a way that's smart and not going to ruin your mix. Anyway, it's Flux with fluxwithit.com. If you got any questions, hit me up. Peace. Remember to sign up for the newsletter and get your free drum pack every month.